Welcome to Science Talk Made Simple, a compact micro-learning guide for turning complex research into clear, engaging stories. Over the next few slides, we'll cover why science communication matters, practical principles, channel choices, ethics, and hands-on practice to help you connect research with real people and real decisions. This slide outlines what we'll cover: the importance of science communication, core principles for clarity and storytelling, choosing the right medium and message, ethical considerations and evaluation, interactive exercises to practice your pitch, and actionable next steps to build a SciComm plan you can use immediately. Why does science communication matter? Simply put, it moves discoveries beyond the lab so they can inform public decisions, build trust, and attract support. This section explains how clear communication empowers audiences to act on health, climate, and technology issues, and why every researcher benefits from learning to explain their work well. Think of science communication as a bridge from bench to society. It translates technical findings into understandable ideas, builds public trust by explaining methods and limits, and helps inform policy by turning evidence into practical recommendations. These roles together increase the real-world impact of research, from funding to community adoption. Not every audience is the same, so reaching the right people matters. Scientists need peers for validation, policymakers for influence, media for amplification, and the general public for engagement. Each group requires tailored messages that match their knowledge, interests, and what they need to do after hearing your work. Now we'll move into core principles that make communication effective. These are practical rules of thumb to help you stay accurate while getting your audience's attention, and they form the foundation for the storytelling and channel choices we'll explore next. Clarity doesn't mean dumbing down. Replace jargon with vivid analogies. Structure narratives around questions audiences already have. Openly state the limitations of your work, and invite curiosity about unknowns and future directions. Together, these practices keep science rigorous while making it relatable and trustworthy. Classic story arcs can make data memorable. Present a problem. Escalate the tension with unknowns. Reveal your study as a turning point. And finish with clear, actionable insights. The photo on this slide, shrouded in fog, is a visual cue for introducing uncertainty and then guiding listeners toward clarity and solutions. In this section, we focus on medium and message. Choosing where and how to share your work matters just as much as what you say. Different platforms and formats demand different tones, lengths, and levels of detail. So matching your message to the medium increases reach and comprehension. When writing for channels, tailor both tone and depth. Journal articles need technical rigor, social posts need concise hooks, and blog posts can provide narrative context. Use progressive detail by starting with an attention-grabbing headline, then layer in technical information and links for those who want to dig deeper. Visual explanations speed understanding, so use intuitive graphics that highlight a single key message per figure. Employ clear data visualizations to support your narrative, and keep visual elements consistent across slides or posts. Thoughtful visuals reinforce the story and help audiences remember the main points long after your talk. Strong oral presentation skills tie everything together. Command the stage with confident storytelling and strategic pauses. Keep slides minimalist so viewers focus on you. End with a memorable takeaway sentence your audience can repeat, and actively engage listeners with questions to create dynamic, two-way communication. Ethics and evaluation keep communication credible and improving. In this section, we'll cover transparency practices, how to measure impact beyond clicks, and strategies for iterating based on audience feedback, so your outreach remains honest, respectful, and effective over time. Transparency builds trust. Always disclose funding sources so audiences understand context, and correct public errors quickly and openly to demonstrate integrity. These actions reinforce credibility and show that your team values accuracy and accountability in public-facing communication. Metrics that matter go beyond simple counts. Track real-world impact, like policy citations, classroom adoption, and engagement duration. Analyze sentiment shifts to measure audience reactions, and use mixed methods for continuous improvement, so your communication strategy evolves based on evidence, not assumptions. Interactive practice helps turn principles into habit. This section introduces hands-on exercises designed to sharpen clarity, test messaging with peers, and build confidence in delivering concise, compelling explanations that work across different audiences and platforms. In the workshop Elevator Pitches activity, you'll condense a research project into a 60-second narrative. Open with a hook, state relevance, highlight a key finding, and finish with the benefit. Exchange peer feedback to polish clarity, tone, and emotional resonance so the pitch lands with non-expert listeners. Building a SciComm plan starts with two essentials. Define your target audience by understanding their needs and communication preferences, and then set clear, measurable objectives for what you want your communication to achieve. Whether that's raising awareness, influencing policy, or driving engagement. As we wrap up the content, think about next steps you can take to integrate these practices into your workflow. This section points to practical actions. Apply the techniques, run small experiments, gather feedback, and scale what works so your communication becomes an intentional part of your research process. Rewriting jargon is a practical exercise. Translate dense paragraphs into magazine-style prose without losing accuracy. Practice substituting simpler language. Invite peer feedback to test clarity and emotional impact. And iterate through multiple revisions until the content is both scientifically sound and easily understood by non-experts. Thank you for joining this micro-learning session on Making Science Talk Simple. If you want to continue learning, check our YouTube tutorials and micro-learning modules for examples and templates. And remember that clear communication is a skill you can build with practice and feedback.